Hey, what is up ladies and gentlemen, I'm Piglet here once again, and I'm back for some more of the Maxi Toys videos yet again, and welcome back for more Let's Play of Sonic and SEGA All-Stars Racing for the Xbox 360, PlayStation 3, Nintendo Wii, Nintendo DS, and PC. So, last time we've gone through Graffiti Cup, and now we're going to be continue on and move on to the Egg Cup next. So, for this particular cup, I'm actually going to be going for something related to based off on the Egg Cup, as far as you already know what today's video is all about. So I decided to actually go ahead and pick, I'm actually going to go for Billy Hatcher.
Billy.
Or, in this case, the announcer forgot to say Billy Hatcher, but I digress. So let's get started with the Egg Cup. So, yeah, again, not much else I could really just try to think of, so even then we'll get this thing started with the forms of the Blizzard Castle again, but this time Rampart Road. Now, I believe that track is actually a playable track. If you ever played through the demo version of the PlayStation 3 version of Sonic and SEGA All-Stars Racing, so that, I'll talk more on that later.
Race battle coming at you live from Blizzard Castle. A word of advice: keep your eyes peeled for sneaky shortcuts.
Oh, thank you for the advice, announcer. So anyway though, yeah, as I mentioned earlier, that this track is usually a playable track in the forms of if you ever played through, or in this case, if you ever downloaded yourself the PlayStation 3 demo version of Sonic and SEGA All-Stars Racing, the only track you can only play is Rampart Road. In addition to that though, the only playable characters you can only play as is the forms of Sonic and Dr. Eggman, which are both Sonic characters. But even then, the Xbox 360 version also has a demo as well, and especially noticeable for the Nintendo DS as well. But unfortunately though, for the Nintendo DS version has now been incredibly gone for that demo version because of due to they've now moved on to the 3DS, and especially noticeable that Nintendo DS is now discontinued. So, first worth mentioning for those little parts worth knowing for. So, anyways, there's actually a shortcut, that's what the announcer told me about. So even then though, that we need to actually jump off the edge of that little curvy part I've already shown you. And that way you should able to actually drive through that wooden bridge, and then you should able to actually break the shortcut. So, pretty recommendable shortcut if you want to able to not go for this normal route over there. So even then, that maybe seems the case. So, shoot. Now, you remember how the yesterday that we've managed to I managed to recently discover through Project Rob achievement which I've previously got, that I've managed to able to actually just realize that I've managed to research on the achievements list. It turns out that I've managed to win any of these races without any sort of collusion. So even then though, that may seem the case for that, mind you. I don't know how you able to actually just trying to get that achievement or trophy, if you want to call it that, but even then I'll try to research on it as soon as I'm able to actually figure this out though. But anyway, yeah, I apologize for that little I don't know if you noticed, but every time when I was trying to record something up, and especially noticeable in commentary on certain things, that sometimes my computer sometimes lags. So even then though, that can really lead me up to frustrating moments in during commentary wise. And wow, I'm in 4th place. I think it's probably because I was losing control of myself, you see, while the forms of how the fact that we need to actually go through this breakable wall that I was supposed to go through, but it turns out I'm instantly going to get bashed into the wall, or even just bump into the wall as a matter of fact. But nothing matters too much anyway though, because I'm pretty sure that I can pretty much gather this as far as it will go. So anyways though, today was actually forms of the 19th of December. Jeez, it's getting close to Christmas already, and plus nearly towards the end of 2017, kind of think about it. So anyways though, we only got 3 more days left until the Mario Party, the Top 100 for the 3DS is about to be launching in Europe. So even then, I'm still looking forward to it, even to this day, still. So, anyway though, now as far as I've noticed that the reviews on that game every now and then is going to get slightly decreasing into 56% instead of like originated from 58. Because at first I thought to myself that it might be something to do with the lack of content here and there again. Sorry for a little bit of awkwardness going on here, but anyway. So yeah, for Rampart Road, haven't really talked about this stage to be honest. Again, you can actually play this track, and if you ever downloaded yourselves the PlayStation 3 demo of, Sonic and SEGA All-Stars Racing demo, But the fact of the matter is that it feels almost exactly similar to how it does it in, you know, Icicle Valley, but except, you know, a little bit longer, plus a lot of curves.
Get your excitement gearboxes into 6, people, as we're ready to race it, huh?
Anyways, the next up we have is, or in this case, the next course, or in this case, the next track in the Egg Cup. And now it forms of the returning from Final Fortress, but this time it calls it Dark Arsenal. So, yeah. So in this track, it usually suggests that, you know, it feels very similar to Turpine Loop, except a little bit longer compared to how it does it in Turpine Loop. Because the thing is about this level, though, is the fact that we're going to go through a hell of a lot more long hallways and all that stuff. And even then, though, there's going to be a lot of speed boosters in this place. So, even then, though, that, as you can tell right there, that I've managed to change up the music background briefly, and also informs about the fact that originally I was going to be stuck with Final Fortress from Sonic Heroes, but even then, I changed the soundtrack into Sonic Adventure soundtrack by the forms of, I believe this music is actually based off of from when Sonic is usually explored through Final Egg, and I believe it's on the second section on that level, so even then, I thought I was going to mention those parts right there. So even then, I absolutely enjoyed the soundtrack of Sonic Adventure 1 most likely, because, you know, I always found that to be a total breeze to be able to listen through all this stuff, so... Anyway though, and as far as whenever I manage to also like to talk for this point, folks, well, to be honest, not by many shots, I'm gonna have to say that much. Although I will say though, that I decided to able to actually delete my 3 application games are mostly entirely in Rayman games. Rayman Jungle Run, and Rayman Festa Run, and also Rayman Adventures, which is the most recent 2D Rayman game they've ever released, during sometime in last year. Because the reason why I deleted those 3 is because, well, I don't have any issues while playing them, but it's just the fact that I never easily played Rayman Adventures too much, unlike Rayman Origins or Legends for the Wii U. But the thing is about between the Jungle Run, and especially noticeable in the Festia Run, the Festia Run, I can't really get into the extra stages between the Heaven stages or the Dark Hell stages, because no matter how many times I was trying to enter in those 2 particular different types of stages, but sometimes my game attempt to crash, and even then though, that it kicks me out of the game, and plus it will return me back to the main menu of the, you know, the iPhones itself. So even then though, that can get pretty irritating if you ask me. But even then, I think this is probably have to be something to do with, like, I don't know, perhaps maybe weren't able to actually do with these capabilities with the latest models or something like that. I'm not 100% sure on that one, but that's as far as I can really see how this will turn out. So anyway, another thing I would like to point out though is the fact that I don't normally play through Jungle Run too much either, because even then though, that it feels a little bit too more auto-scrolling type of game like this, but I much rather prefer controlling some platforming games with just the controller, because even then though, it makes it so much more easier to control with the character. But I don't mind touchscreen controls, especially noticeable with some games. However, a lot of times though, when it comes to platforming stuff, I don't know, it just wasn't feeling my cup of tea or anything, so... Plus, but I should probably mention this right now, is that this stage is a lot more darker compared to how it does it in, let's just say the rest of the Sonic stages in this game. Oh yeah, if those of you very curious about this entirety of the soundtrack of Sonic Adventures, you can clearly hear it goes by loop instead of like just the actual full version of the musics themselves. Probably due to how the fact that I don't know about that, but even then that's how it is. So yeah, I don't have any issues with Dark Arsenal. So anyways, next up we have is Carnival Town returning, but this time it calls it Jump Parade from Samba de Amigo. Seems like we're going through the 2 of one of those Sonic racetracks ever since, you know, not Kavita Cup, Chow Cup, I should say. Sorry for a little bit of tangent.
Man, I feel a real tarmac melter coming on here at Carnival Island. Carnival time, racers! Wind down those windows and Samba your way to victory.
So anyways, Jump Parade, as far as this title of this level suggests, is that we're gonna have to keep on doing like a lot of jumps and everything like that. Especially noticeable with these little ramps and everything. So that means we're gonna have to deal with these jumps a lot, even for this level. So anyway, another thing we'd like to point out that for this point, folks, is that tomorrow, after this video releases, the new application game for Sonic the Hedgehog was about to be released until tomorrow for the iPhone devices, even Google Play as a result. And that was in forms of Sonic Runner's Adventure, which even then though, that still I'm really looking forward to it, even for this throughout, but even then though, I somehow managed to like, pre-order that particular title, but even then though, I was really hoping that the actual game itself will be a hell of a lot more better than, the original Sonic Runners, which even though the original Sonic Runners is now expired due to the service has been shut down, so... But even then, I was really hoping that it would do like a really better way for actually unlocking those characters. And even, don't even make me go to do with this goddamn roulette wheel again, because even then though, that's a lot of frustration, and even then, tons of luck too. Which even then though, that really just ticks me off. But even then, I'll talk more details on that game until when it's tomorrow and stuff like that. So, or possibly another couple of days or so until, you know, that wouldn't be too much potentials. So anyway though, but again, not much else to really say about this news-related stuff. Besides, you know, Sonic Runner's Adventure will come tomorrow on the iPhone devices of the game, and everything else checks out there. So anyway. Okay, so we still need to dodge those star balloons, by the way, if you want to actually just manage to like zip past for them, unless if you obtain yourself your speed, because if not, then chances are you're gonna get hit by those balloons, and plus you're able to fall off the level, so even though you do need to watch out for that. So anyway. So for the most part, this stage is not too bad. I actually think this is a pretty enjoyable race to me, and oh, I did not notice my Xbox Live Arcade is disconnected. Yeah, I don't know if you noticed, but even then I'm using my, you know, my current main file just to able to actually get to Xbox Live connected, but even then though somehow disconnected though, so I have no idea why that's there, but even then though, I seem to don't normally play online that much, but even then that's mostly because of how the fact that I was so used to with local or anything else for that resizable, but even then that's as far as my preference anyway. So anyway though, yeah, and another thing we'd like to point out though is the fact that, well, both Bayonetta 1 and 2 for the Nintendo Switch is on its live during the likes of Amazon website.co.uk, and it turns out it's going to release until the 26th of February, or in this case February 2018 26. Oh, yeah, that's what I could really try to say for this point. Anyway, and turns out that in the My Little Pony the Movie DVDs now in a final release date on that film, and I believe it's about to due out during the 12th of February 2018. So, in fact, for that particular day, that usually becomes more accurately the 8th year for Super Monkey Ball Step and Roll for the Nintendo Wii, by the way, because since that game came out in 2010, so even then you could get the eye suggestions for this point here. So, anyways, last track.
Welcome, folks, to Casino Park, where it's a safe bet we're in for one heck of a race. This track should be called Pinball Pinata. Our racers will need to keep those reflexes greased.
Alrighty then, so let's go with the returning from Casino Park, but now it has a different name called Pinball Highway. Not to be confused, it's like something almost exactly similar to Bingo Highway from the actual Sonic Heroes level, but except, well, it just calls it Pinball Highway, because as far as you already know, the main premise of this level here right here is the forms of how the fact that we're going to be driving through quite a lot of tangents here, so even then, yeah. And the music, as you can hear in the background, this is actually based off from Sonic Adventure 1, when either Sonic or Tails managed to get into the ice cap level, and then they somehow managed to do a snowboarding sequence. Which, that's actually really kick-ass music right there, because even then though, that's also quite really rocks too. So, I've no idea why that's been played in a casino-themed level instead of, like, the icy field level. Even then, I kinda wish it has that. But oh well, video game logic aside, that's all I can really tell. So anyway though. And oh yeah, another thing we'd like to point out though is the fact that I've recently researched on during the likes of whenever when Soul Calibur 6 is about to be coming on the PlayStation 4 and Xbox One and PC Steam version. Somehow, unfortunately, though, the Soul Calibur 6 is confirmed to be not to be released on Nintendo Switch, probably due to the producers or anything like that. But I'm really not exactly sure how can I describe about this. But anyway, so yeah. But again, not much else I could really just try to speak for this point, folks, because you know, quite a lot of stuff that need to be handled within. So anyway. Oh yeah, one thing I need to point out though is that recently I managed to complete myself Super Mario Maker for the Nintendo 3DS on my own time. But I gotta tell you right off the bat though, I'm not a big fan of collecting those special coins on this particular game because, well, much like how it does in Super Smash Bros. For Nintendo Wii U, that it always just brings you with this ridiculously hard challenges and all that stuff. Even though I found it to be quite worse here compared to the Smash Bros. For the Wii U's challenges, specifically the ones at the very end. But even then, well, the first few challenges weren't so bad, from the likes of World 1 through 3. But when we get to the latest portion of World 4 through 18, or 19 I should say, Jesus Christ, I got so much more trial and error, more so to how it does it in, I don't know how much I would call it that. But luckily though, I managed to able to actually retry though, thanks to, the course bot mode, so even then I can able to actually not to lose continuous amount of lives while doing so. So even then that's far as worth mentioning for that part right there. So anyway, I'm not sure we might do a let's play on that particular version of the game, but even then we'll try to figure this out. But even then that we don't know 100% sure about that yet. So anyways, oh, it looks like Shadow does himself his all-star move. And it seems more accurately, he might actually transform into, I could assuming Super Shadow if I could. Oh no, I lose control. Oh, get back here, Amy. Alright, so take that, and there's Dr. Eggman, so I'm gonna have to aim it back, and everything else checks out there. Oh yeah, I haven't really mentioned about this in during the likes of the Roulette Road track, is that you do need to be very careful with those little chips, by the way, surrounding into this particular grounds, because again, much like the any sort of obstacles, if you don't have any sort of speed going, then you're easily going to get hit by these little casino chips, because even then you temporarily spin out. So, alright, so let's see what I've got. 12, I can't remember, pronounce that very well. But I've noticed that it will probably have to be 1200, then 693. As far as I'm aware, but even then I'm totally wrong about that. No Sonic on this particular cup, strangely. But we do have, yet again, the exact same opponents onto third place or second positions. But this time, Amy Rose, she's now in third place. Dr. Eggman, he's in second place. And first place goes to Billy Hatcher. So, nice going on you, dude. Nice going on you. And I believe we're now going to be unlocking the Horror Cup now. So, that should be the case here. So, we're gonna have to end things off here, folks, so tune us next time on Let's Play Sonic and SEGA All-Stars Racing. It's the fact that we're going to be moving on to the Horror Cup now, so, see you guys then.